I'm you from 10 minutes in the future. I've come to warn you about... Oh, hang on, I've got to take this. Do you mind taking over? But yeah, who's this? Hello and welcome to Show of the Week with outsidexbox. I'm future Andy.
And I'm present Jane.
Ah, I knew you were going to say that.
All right, how many fingers am I
3.
on? All right, smart guy, so what am I going to say next?
Well, Jane, you were going to start talking about Quantum Break, the new game from developer Remedy, makers of Alan Wake and Max Payne.
The number one killer is time. It will get us all.
The game tells the story of Jack Joyce and Paul Serene, old friends who get caught in a time travel experiment that goes horribly wrong, imbuing both of them with various cool time powers. Serene can see into the future, enabling him to create a monolithic corporation called Monarch, while Joyce gains the ability to stop time, which he mostly uses to shoot people in cool-looking ways. You'll be combining Jack's new time powers with cover-based shooting to create together fluid, action movie-worthy set pieces, as well as manipulating the environment to complete time-based platforming puzzles. Paul's powers, meanwhile, come into play during the game's so-called junction moments, in which you take control of the Monarch CEO himself and make decisions which will affect the future plot of the game and the live-action TV show. That live-action show is the key novelty in Quantum Break. The action in the game is punctuated by episodes of a TV drama that follows the machinations at Monarch. The outcomes of choices you make in the game's junction moments are depicted in the TV show, so you'll see your decisions play out with a hefty TV budget and half the cast of The Wire. This loopy transmedia stuff is all well and good, but it's the shooting and platforming which will determine whether Quantum Break is fun or not the expensive cutscenes, and we're pleased to report that so far it's a blast to play. Whether the time-bending combat feels fresh until the very end, as with the classic shoot dodging in Max Payne, remains to be seen, but so far we're optimistic. I guess time will tell? Oh come on, let me have that one.
Is it just me, or is Andy being a bit weird?
Yeah, he says he's from 10 minutes into the future and something about a time machine made from a spinning black hole.
What about it?
Either definitely don't create one or definitely do create one. I don't know, I wasn't super listening. All I heard was create a spinning black hole.
I mean, that sounds like a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I thought so, right? I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Well, I mean, you'll probably be okay because, as I understand it, the future is always a brilliant place where nothing ever goes wrong, except for in the following alternate timelines where we'd have been better off not mucking around with the fabric of space-time. Beware of spoilers ahead for the following games, and jump to the timecode on screen right now if you want to time travel forward to the next part of the show. Wolfenstein: The New Order offers a vision of a bleak alternate timeline in which the Nazis won the Second World War thanks to stealing advanced technology. Aside from the obvious horrors that would entail, this also means constantly being hassled by robot dogs, swastikas on the moon, and, as if all that wasn't bad enough, the Beatles are Nazis now as well. Mond, yeah, yeah. See, this is why you don't mess with the space-time continuum.
Get me out of here! This is a violation of my rights.
Rights? You're a human, you don't have any rights.
Day of the Tentacle tells the story of an evil, sentient purple tentacle who drinks some toxic waste and grows stubby little arms, which is apparently all that was standing between him and world domination. Take all the world. Thanks to one of those time machine accidents that are so popular nowadays, one of your group of playable teens ends up 200 years in the future where humans have been enslaved by tentacles.
We were once the masters of this house, just as humans were once the masters of Earth. Now we are the servants, the pets.
And not very good at either one, I might add.
Worst of all, the tentacles make humans compete in degrading human shows, where they judge them on their smile, laugh, hair, and ability not to throw up on the floor.
What a mess.
This is way worse than Planet of the Apes.
Max, you are being so fucking strange. You feel okay?
Chloe, I am awesome. We are awesome.
The problem with travelling backwards in time to right a wrong in the future is that you inevitably make stuff worse. It's like rule number 1 of fiddling with the past.
No, this is totally fucked up. What else have I changed? Chloe.
Nowhere does this play out with more devastating tragedy than in Life is Strange, where to save the life of the father of your best friend Chloe, you inadvertently get Chloe paralysed for life in a horrific car accident.
Chloe, you have a visitor.
Also, the beach is covered in dead whales? Yikes. Let that be a lesson to you in meddling with the timeline, hey Max?
I tried to make things different for you. I did try. I'm sorry.
It took all I had left in me just to bring you here.
BioShock Infinite combines both quantum-powered visions of the future and trans-dimensional tears to give you a glimpse of an apocalyptically grim timeline in which Liz has gone properly dark side.
The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame the mountains of man.
After all the brainwashing and torture that you, as Booker, failed to rescue her from, Elizabeth has become her father's daughter and then some, raining down fiery judgment from Columbia onto the city of New York.
Wasn't the torture that broke me. Wasn't the indoctrination. It was time.
Long story short, alternate futures are mostly terrible and time travel at your own risk.
Time rots everything, Booker. Even hope.
The vision of future year 2015 seen in Back to the Future 2 on the Amiga somehow managed to be even bleaker than the one from the movie. As you can see, Doc and Marty have been replaced by horrible half-melted waxworks of themselves, and in addition to the angry old men and murderous hoverboard gangs, the poorly maintained streets are also full of robots and sentient trash cans that want to kill you. That said, it's not like you can even travel back to good old 1985 once you've been here. Go back and you'll find yourself in alternate 1985, where you have to jump over barrels and tyres, dodge flying rocks, and beat 300 punks and cowboys to death if you want to get home. Screw you, Biff, this is all your fault.
Now it's time to see what you've been saying in the comments and in Jane's preliminary calculations for building a time machine out of a black hole. Quantum breakfast? This is just a list of breakfast foods.
I was hungry. Can't do science when I'm hungry.
First up, your comments on last week's show about Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's video games, not the movie.
Batman's recent run of quality games, also known as the Arkham series, would have you believe the Dark Knight's relationship with video games is healthier than Poison Ivy's Aspidistra. The truth is, though, the Caped Crusader's history in games is more tragic than what happened to Bruce Wayne's mom and pop. Did you hear about that? Nasty business.
That one guy writes to tell us, Batman's rule is not to kill anyone with a weapon, so murder via gargoyle or fist of justice is not breaking his rule. But he has shot a person.
Are you sure that isn't Zack Snyder?
David Flores, meanwhile, says, I'm very surprised Batman Dark Tomorrow didn't make the list. That game truly deserved the #1 spot. The hero we deserve.
And Backercock posits the following plot twist. Telltale's Batman game is just a 5-minute game in which you are playing as Thomas Wayne walking with his family through an alley and, well, I don't want to spoil the ending because it's very, very unexpected and full of twists. Sounds great! I've got a good feeling about this Thomas Wayne character.
Moving on, here are the comments on this video about the times basketball just wasn't weird enough for video games.
I guess all that shooting some b-ball outside of the school paid off. Too bad a couple of guys who were up to no good started causing trouble in his neighbourhood. He got in one little fight and his mum got scared and said...
Commenter Superbad says, Andy, every video now, every video there is a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reference.
No way. If anything, I could say that that quote was rare.
Flash forward to Neo, New York, where another deadly so-called chaos dunk has killed millions and left the city in poverty-stricken ruins. Sure. Why not? The Rupert Litterbin, meanwhile, thought a chaos dunk was when you dunk a digestive or similar biscuit in a cup of tea and it falls in the tea.
Okay, that didn't kill 15 million people, but it is exactly as devastating.
Commenter Ginger Ninja wants to know, if a pyromancer went on a killing spree in Seattle, do you think the Wizards would change their name back to the Bullets? Or would they find a new name like the Washington Ponies? Or the Washington Guys Who Really Don't Support Homicide? Yeah, if you think wizards are non-violent, you are living in dreamland, Washington.
It's like they've never even seen me play Dragon Age. Finally this week, your comments on this video of Mike and Andy murdering an attic full of security guards while dressed funny.
Here it is. And there I am, fully dressed as a vampire magician.
I mean, you could probably just march onto the catwalk and everyone would be like, oh yeah, no, the new autumn collection's really good, isn't it?
Such bold shapes.
Reese Cowell wants to know, if the vampire magician did magic shows and charged people to see them, would it be blood money?
I mean, what else is he going to spend it on? Mirrors?
Shikamaru, meanwhile, says, ah, my sides! I almost cried when they carefully dragged that body all that way just to throw it off the balcony. Andy almost cried too, for different reasons.
It might not be a crime. It might be two consenting adults.
Just,
One of them in their underwear.
No, I went to put it in the... Oh. I said why to put it in the box. Oh, I'm getting in the box.
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to
get
live
in your
box
box
now.
And think about what you've done.
Finally, Jack Spat Productions, in answer to the question who would put security cameras in the attic, says, well, considering 30-odd people have been murdered by a vampire magician up there, that's also still on the loose, I'd say probably a moderately intelligent security team.
I think that's the point at which I just seal off the attic.
Yeah, or start a garlic farm up there.
Better.
All right, I'm back to the studio. I guess future Andy wants me to build this black hole death machine.
Time machine, right?
Yeah. That's it for Show of the Week, but did you know every time someone presses the like button, a fairy somewhere falls down dead?
I thought that's what happens when someone says they don't believe in fairies.
Or presses the like button.
Yeah, but why would you want that to happen though?
I don't like fairies.
Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Do you think Present Andy's ever coming back?
I don't know, but it's like 10 minutes into the future now, so you need to travel back in time now to avoid creating a time paradox or irrevocably break down the space-time continuum.
Yeah, but you didn't build a time machine. This is still just a list of time-based food puns.
That was important too.
Blueberry pan quarks.
Stand by my decision.